To talk more on this is the Chief of Naval Transformation, Naval Headquarters, Rear Admiral Ifeola Mohamed. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm really pleased to be in your midst on behalf of the Nigerian Navy, the Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Ete Ekwe Ibas, officers and ratings of the Nigerian Navy, as well as civilian staff. I say thank you very much for this opportunity.
All right, let's talk about all the activities highlighted. You watched that report. They are quite commendable. What more does the Navy look, to achieving even as we move on into the new year?
Yeah, the Navy intends to redouble its effort. This is year 2020 and, redouble 20. So the Navy also has decided to redouble our effort. You know that the Navy is very resolute. The Navy is committed, and the Navy is determined to ensure that the people of Nigeria have a credible Navy that is capable of discharging all the mandates, the duties, to see that we have a very virile economy, from shipping industry, from our fishery industry, from hydrocarbons, so that the economic well-being and prosperity of Nigeria will be assured and guaranteed. That is our focus for the year 2020, and we did this in year 2019 and even in the previous past 4 years.
And I also know that there's quite an effort being put into fleet renewal. What is that all about, and how many are we expecting in the course of the year?
Yeah, fleet renewal basically has to do with how we are renewing our fleet. The Nigerian Navy is statutorily charged to provide maritime defense and security for Nigeria. We also look up to the Gulf of Guinea, where we are also the dominant force in that area. For us to do this successfully, we need to cover the maritime space, and this definitely will require new vessels, new platforms, the maintenance, and also the support infrastructure. So as we speak, apart from the vessels we acquired between the past 4 years, which are over 360 different categories of vessels, and about 300 boats, most of them locally built, and that's a very good thing that the Nigerian Navy is doing to support the local industry. And as you read in your report, one of the ships that is known as Canadua was locally built. And indeed, one very important feature is that that particular ship was commissioned by the President and Commander-in-Chief himself, President Mohamed in December 2016. That vessel went to Ghana, and it participated in the 60th anniversary of the Ghana Navy, and that was a very remarkable achievement. So as we look at the 2020, we have over 56 different vessels that we're expecting. One of them, of course, was the one that the Chief of Naval Staff himself went to Dubai, and he was able to do the launching so that that landing ship tank will provide sea lift capability for the Nigerian Navy, which was lost for the past 2 decades, as you rightly stated in your brief. Also, we're expecting a hydrographic ship. With a hydrographic ship, we'll be able to map all our waters. We'll be able to take soundings. We'll be able to ensure that the safety of the maritime area is assured, because with that, we can be able to give the relevant notices to mariners, so that when vessels come into our waters, they'll be able to move safely with well-charted waters, and that will also have a positive impact on what they call freight charges, insurance premium, all that. All that is what the Nigerian Navy is looking outward for, to be able to provide for the people of Nigeria. Our focus as a naval service is to ensure the economic and prosperity of this great nation. I can also tell you that we're also building locally a seaward defense boat. That is the 3rd SB. We've built the first one in Andoni, we built the second one in Canadua, and now we are building the 3rd one, which incidentally also was launched by the President and Commander-in-Chief himself, President Mohamed. His signature is actually on that vessel's keel.
And these efforts, especially those that reducing piracy attacks in Nigeria, what has led to that? How did the Navy achieve all of this?
Yeah, when we observed the surge in piracy, especially from 2015 upwards, and we said that this cannot be allowed to stand. So the Nigerian Navy resolutely brought up new operations. And you're aware that we also have a maritime domain awareness infrastructure, which comprises the Falcon Eye and also the Remark infrastructure. With that, we are able to look out to sea up to 200 nautical miles, and then we can see actually what's happening within the terrain. And then with that facility, we are able to vector our vessels to critical areas where we know that such kind of piracy activities occur, and then we're able to intercept vessels. I can tell you also that we activated Operation Saritiku in 2016, specifically to take care of our offshore and gas installations. And this has been very successful because for the whole of 2019, there was no single successful attack in the Gulf of Guinea. We were able to ensure that we took charge of that. We also have the younger one also, which we call the Operation Camotas. Camotas actually, as the name implies, to keep everywhere cool and calm. So with Camotas, we were able to take care of our backwaters, and then for that, we inducted over 300 patrol boats. And most of these, as I said earlier, were built locally. And these boats are able to permit and dominate the environment so that we make sure that the criminals are unable to operate successfully. In the same vein, we activated operations choke point regime. This choke point regime operations, which converts with other activities, is that we inducted what they call houseboats. The Nigerians will call them naval security stations. So what these houseboats do is that they man specific choke point area where the creeks intercept, and from that dominant position they are able to vector boats and be able to maneuver them in such a way that they are able to keep away criminality. And we have made lots and lots of arrests. Over 300 persons have so far been arrested. We've destroyed over 400 boats. The Nigerian Navy, I can assure you, is poised and ready to surpass our target in the year 2020.
And of course, we would like to continue this discussion, but we'll take a short break now and we'll be right back. Many thanks for rejoining us, and I was still discussing with Rear Admiral Ifeola Mohamed as to some of the achievements of the Navy in 2019. I was also looking forward. Let's talk about welfare of officers and men. There seems to be a lot also going right in that direction.
Yeah, indeed. The Navy also surpassed our targets for 2019 in terms of welfare. We ensure that all personnel that wear the Navy uniform are properly kitted. So first and foremost, when you see a naval officer or a rating, you see the appearance. From the appearance, you can know that this is a man who's ready to serve his country. So we equip him. The Chief of Naval Staff also went ahead to make sure that for them to effectively carry out their duties, especially in waters, he gave them the personal protective equipment which they wear to guard themselves so that they can be able to maneuver without any kind of worry or fear for themselves. And then we also ensure that where they are given housing, that's accommodation, especially those of them who are being turned out fresh from our recruitment and training center, that is the Nigerian Navy Basic Training School in Port Harcourt. We built what they call arrival halls for them, where they have hostels, at times 74, at times 40 rooms hostel. We built it for them. Then with that, they are able to come in fresh, and then they are able to get accommodation. All they need to do is to come in with their briefcase, just their luggage. So everything is provided, accommodation, laundry services, and then we have catering services for them also, where they are able to feed them. Again, when you talk about the personnel, of course, you must talk about their medical. So people must be physically fit, people must be able to operate, and they must have a sound mind in a sound body. So on annual basis, every person in the Nigerian Navy undergoes medical tests in almost 15 to 20 different critical areas, so that we know their health status. We're able to quickly intervene for those who are sick, and then in some cases we're able to evacuate people locally. We go to the specialist hospital, give them all the things, and the Nigerian Navy funds this medical service. We also do it for the members of family, because a man who is working, is in the war front, is in the operations area, he wants to know too that his families are adequately catered for. So we also take care of the personnel take care of their family and make sure that they are all ready to perform their duties. And again, in education, because it's not just good for the man to be able to work and operate, but you must also educate the man. So we give them adequate training. We also build schools. We call them welfare schools, secondary schools, and then the primary schools. As you may be aware, the Nigerian Navy secondary schools are one of the best in the country. In fact, the results they produce, we've never had any result below 90%. In fact, for the year 2017, we had 100% in our performance, especially in the one in Ojo and then in the one Calabar. And I must also want to state that in 2019, we were able to establish the Nigerian Navy Reference Hospital in Calabar. This is an ultra-modern hospital, can compare to any hospital anywhere. I tell you, the president and commander-in-chief himself, President Mohamed, came and commissioned that hospital. That hospital is at the tertiary level. With that hospital, the Nigerian Navy now, indeed Nigeria, stands to benefit from having a level 4 medical hospital that will be used by the United Nations, fully equipped with all the ultra-modern equipment. And then we're also training personnel, officers, ratings, and even civilian staff to man all those various medical facilities.
All right, thank you so much, sir. I have been chatting with Rear Admiral Ifeola Mohamed, the Chief of Naval Transformation, Naval Headquarters. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that's our bit on Panorama from the Lagos Network.